So we already spent time this week going through and looking at our cash receipts journal, but it's important to realize that this journal is used anytime we have a business, or anytime the business, is receiving money. So our source document that we're going to be using is going to be an R 90% of the time. But we also have something called a TS or T that we used before, which is our terminal summary. That is going to be the printout from your cash cash register. I get the right word. Cash register. At the end, you'll run a report, and we have to go through and record in our cash receipts journal how much money was received into our cash register. So we have our directions for 10-2. Says cash receipts journal, page 16 for graphics companies given in the working papers. Your wonderful instructor is going to guide you through this example. So we're going to use the current year and journalize the following transactions on line 1. Source documents are abbreviated as follows: R for receipt and TS for terminal summary. So we're going ahead and recording these as of October 4th. October. The first transaction is the 4th. It says receive cash on account from Oakley Company, $371, covering S96 R114. So I'm going to go with October. The date is the 4th. And again, it says item, account title instead of account debited or credited because we have our general columns here that we have to write something in. And I'm just going to write in Oakley Company. I do need to put in R144. They give us two source documents. They're giving us S96 and R144 because they're saying we are paying for the original sales invoice 96, and they paid for that, and we are assigning the receipt number 144. Now, we know customers have to pay sales tax. Would you agree? This person is paying on an account. That means previously we recorded in our sales journal the fact that they bought on an account. In our sales journal, we affected sales tax, and accounts receivable. We do not need to, at this point, affect our account sales tax because we already did it. Otherwise, we'd have to pay twice the amount to the government. So when the customer buys on an account from us, that's when we affect our account title sales tax payable. When we receive cash from them, the only thing we're affecting is the column accounts receivable and cash. Because remember, before I would have written accounts receivable / Oakley Company, but now instead of writing accounts receivable, I'm going to put it in the accounts receivable column, just like we did for accounts payable. So my two columns I'm going to use on this one are accounts receivable and cash debit. The 13th, recorded cash and credit card sales $8,361.60 plus sales tax of $501.70 for a total of $8,863.30. TS 43. So I'll put the date of the 13th. Now I'm going to pause right there because everyone's like, what do I put there? What do we think we put there? Why? But why do we use a check mark? Okay, what column, what accounts am I affecting? One is obvious because otherwise we wouldn't be in this journal. We're affecting cash, would you agree? Okay, what's another one? Sales. And there is one more. So I have sales and cash and sales tax payable. Okay, so because I am using 3 special columns, I don't have to write anything in the account title. I put a check mark in the account title column, and I also put a check mark in post reference. Because that tells me I don't have to post this separately. TS 43. Oops. So the amount that goes in sales is the $8,361.60. Sales tax is $501.70. Then I have $8,863.30 there. Okay, the next one we have to do math. So I want us to look at this to understand. So on the 30th, received cash in account from Sierra Supply covering S97 for $5,989 less a 2% discount. So what have we done? We have said, Sierra Company or Sierra Supply, you're an amazing customer of ours. We really like doing business with you. And we're going to say, customer, if you pay us within 10 days, I'm going to give you a 2% discount. Remember we talked about that before in our purchases discount? Well, we're going to do the same thing to our customers. So originally, Sierra Supply bought from us on an account $5,989 worth of product. Now they're paying it off. But they're also getting a discount. So do they have to pay us $5,989? No. So the $5,989 is going to go in which column? Accounts receivable. That's the amount that we have in the books that they say they owe us. Now, I need to calculate my sales discount. Would you agree? So I'm going to take 2% of that number and put that in my sales discount column. So now we have a new account. We have always had the account sales. Sales is a revenue account, it has a credit and a balance. I now have two new accounts, sales discount and sales returns and allowances. Those are contra accounts of sales, meaning sales has a credit balance. Those two accounts are going to have a debit balance. So I will be debiting sales discount. I keep track of my sales discount separate from sales so I can see how much my customers have taken advantage of the discount we gave to them. The other account that we're going to work with that we'll learn about on Monday is going to be our sales returns and allowances. That's going to be when we deal with the fact that customers return products to us. Okay, those will have a debit balance. So I'm going to put the date of the 30th. In our account title section, I'm going to put Sierra Supply. Buying supplies. If I bought supplies for cash, then I would have to put it in there. Did anyone calculate our discount yet? Really? $119.78? $119? Oh, and then I forgot the change. So my sales discount is $119.78, so I have to calculate my cash. And I'll do that by subtracting $119.78 from $5,989. So I got $5,869.22. Clayton, did I do the math right? You're going to do it right now. You double check me for me, okay, Clayton? So 3 transactions that we've done today. Customer paid on account. We recorded cash and credit card sales from our cash register, and then we had a customer that paid on an account and then took advantage of a discount. Carly asked me a question. She's like, when would you use the general column? And my answer to her would be if, well, I said bought supplies, but that's not going to work. I just thought about that because that would have to be cash payments, not cash receipts. Now I lost my example that I could do for that. When you get into issuing stocks and bonds, there are some things that you have to write off. For example, if this is really advanced in accounting, too, would be like, oh yeah, we have to do that. So let's say that I have this filing cabinet that I own, and I just sold that to Olivia. Olivia is going to pay me $100, but really in the books, my filing cabinet says it's worth $200. So the difference between those two, I'd have to write off, and I would lose it in the general column. But that's like stuff that they're doing to understand for the gain and sale on loss on plan assets. So the last thing we have to do is go through and prove our journal. So we have to put the date, and there are 31 days in October. And we're going to write the word totals, not total administrative expenses. Then for our cash receipts journal, we just go through and add it up. Clayton, did I do my math right on that one? Yeah? Thank you. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. I put it in the wrong column. Carly told me I did it wrong, so thank you, Carly. Yeah, you should have told me. I made a mistake. Oh, good Lord. I'm putting things in the wrong columns now. That better? My goodness. Good thing it's the weekend. I added it correctly, I just had the wrong number there. Okay. Anything else I've done wrong? Not yet. Oh, goodness gracious. I finally got mine to equal after I made like 5 mistakes. Sorry if I led you astray. Trent, did you get yours to come up? Yeah. Nice. You forgot to put 60 cents in there?
Yeah. So it means I'll
Oh. Got her now, though? Okay. So now, we're not done, though. Because we have this wonderful section here called cash proof. Now, earlier when we proved cash, our business had always just started. So we always would say that our beginning cash is 0. But now In reality, that's only ever going to happen to a business once. In reality, we're going to have to go through and start with a beginning amount. And when we look at our directions, it is going to give us some very important information. So when I look here, it says proof cash. October 1st cash account balance in the general ledger was $11,764.96. That is given to us. They also said from our cash payments journal, we have cash going out of $8,779.53. And then it says our checkbook balance is $18,088.95. Those three numbers I am going to plug into these spots. Okay? So I'm going to plug in the first one there. And that's going to go to $11,764.96. Cash paid during the month was given to me of $8,779.53. My checkbook balance was also given to me. So that was data that was just given to me in the directions that I'm going to put in there. Now what we have to do is we have to go through and put in the cash received from the month. The cash received is going to be your cash debit from your cash receipts journal. So I'm going to put in $15,103.52. So I am going to do what it says. It says cash on hand at the beginning of the month plus cash received. So I have to go through and add those two numbers up. I get that number, it's going to go here. I got 26,868.48. Did anyone else get that number? Got some nodding up front. I've been having a hard time doing math, so I want to make sure I didn't do it wrong. Now, the next thing that I do is it says less total cash paid during the month, which is what was on our cash payments journal. So I'm going to subtract that number from the one I just calculated. So I'm going to subtract $8,779.53. That gives me $18,088.95. And then I stand up and do my happy dance, woo, 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 because these two numbers equal. Your journal can prove, but your cash could be off very, very easily. So we always need to prove our debits and credits, and we also need to prove our cash. So for example, I could have, for this Sierra Club, Sierra Supply, not went through and recorded my discount and put in that $5,098 there. My debits and credits could have equaled, but my cash would have been off $119.78. So that's why we always make sure that we do both. We prove our debits and credits, and then we also make sure that we have our cash to prove. Your defining moment is when these last two numbers equal. They will always give you the checkbook balance number. You don't have to come up with it. You don't type that number down twice. It'll be given to you in the directions. Go ahead and try on your own. I know some of you are there already. Hello, Miss Hanson.